we'll start the session. And I have an eminent panel here, representation from various departments of the government, and including the uh, metro system, and the private sector is also here. CMS is being represented. And let me start with Sushil Kumarji, who is the managing director of Uttar Pradesh Metro Rail Corporation. Uh, Metro is like one of the most IT or technology intensive systems available here in this panel right now. So, if you can, Sushil ji, if you can talk about how the UP Metro is implementing IT and using IT for efficiency and citizen interface.
Thank you very much, Raviji. Metro, as you have said, is a very highly integrated with IT technology, not only for passengers but also for the operation and maintenance and the construction activities also. There are so many apps, software, special APIs which are being used in this particular industry. But let me first talk about the advantage coming on to the passenger sides. Not only the ticketing portion, which is fully integrated in a conventional way with the e-payment, whether it is credit card, debit card, or even any APIs. But now the currently what is being done on national level is the National Common Mobility Card. Kanpur Metro under UP Metro was the first metro in India to start with the NCMC card almost 1.5 years back, so that you can buy a ticket not only in Kanpur but any of the other metros which is having this particular facilities like Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad. So around 7 metros have implemented this after upgradation of their software. Lucknow and Kanpur is also going to upgrade it in this very shortly, where the testing is going on. Needless to say that so much number of CCTVs which has been provided across the metros, whether it is in the train or the stations, is also providing a very safe experience for different passengers. So when last year UP Metro got the national award for the best passenger satisfaction among all the metros from Government of India, one of the major reason was our scheme, where these CCTV networks have been fully integrated with the incentive scheme, because of which the lost and found item at the stations have given excellent result. In last 7 years, we have returned almost 35 lakhs of cash to the different passengers. The gold jewelry worth 65 lakhs have been returned to different passengers. We are returning a laptop every week to a passenger, a Apple laptop every month to a passenger, a mobile every 2 days, a laptop, an Apple mobile after every 1 week. So these are the kind of initiatives which has resulted because of IT, very close IT integration. Maybe around 3 to 4 children who are separated from their parents, particularly the one who are trying to run away from their houses, mainly to Mumbai to become hero heroine. These are almost 5 to 7 such children are united with their families because they are wandering around the metro stations. So these are the passenger interface, but there are so many integration IT applications which has been done on the project implication sides also. So not only the computerized project management system or O&M management systems which has been fully implemented. Forget about SAP and other standard software which are already available in Metro Network.
Fantastic. I think that this you highlighted the human angle here, returning like the children, returning the laptops, returning mobiles, imaging, and able to track the equipment and track the passenger, and actually delivering in time is not easy. Hats off to you. We had a focus of agri here in UP, and UP is a agrarian state. And we have Mr. Kumar Vineet, who is the managing director of UP Cooperative Sugar Factories Federation Limited. So if you can talk about some of the IT initiatives, yeah, and you were earlier with IT department itself, so you can talk both about IT and agriculture. Yeah, Vineet.
Thank you so much, Dr. Raviji. First of all, thank you for inviting me for this conversation. While earlier Joint Secretary was putting up with the initiatives of IT of Government of India, it was really nostalgic because Lucknow was the seat for G20 celebrations of group of ministers on IT specifically, and I was the privileged one to be nodal to organize that. So it was really very nice to reminiscent those memories again. Thank you so much for reminding me again. Presently, I'm managing director of Uttar Pradesh Sugar Mill Federations. So in Uttar Pradesh, it is the second largest state in terms of sugarcane, and we have more than it is spread out in approximately half of the state, 45 districts, with approximately 46 lakh of farmers attached to it. Out of them, approximately 11.5 lakhs are marginal farmers. So now you understand the point that there are marginal farmers who have very less of, what should I say, accessibility issue was there. Then to keep on hopping and hopping to different offices were a very big issue. So this is how IT came into existence, or came into chipped in, and it has chipped in very beautifully, I would say. So if any of you has a link with the agrarian setup of India or the farmer setup in India, you will really appreciate that to go on and off to a government office is a big deal for a farmer. So how to eradicate that? Specifically, we are in sugarcane industry. So there is one very important smart Ganna Kisan app. So that particular app in itself gives each and every facility to a Kisan to identify each and every step. कब पर्ची कटनी है, SMS पे आएगी. किस डेट को आपको डिलीवरी करना है, इट विल कम इन योर मोबाइल. सो मोबाइल हैज टू बी एग्नोस्टिक. कोई ज़रूरी नहीं स्मार्टफोन हो, सिंपल मोबाइल भी चलेगा. ईच एंड एवरी इंफॉर्मेशन, द मोमेंट इट इज़ डिलीवर्ड विद इन 14 days, जैसा कि अभी पहले DPI की बात भी हुई थी, देयर इज अ डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म, इट ऑल इंटीग्रेटेड, अमाउंट ऑटोमेटिकली गोज टू द किसान के खेत उसमें अकाउंट में. Third part, which was most important, was survey. What exactly is the crop type and how much is the area in which it is sown? It is all GPS tracked now. So there is a handheld machine that just circles around each and every field plot, and they just capture the GPS location and just find it out that what actually is the total size of the plot in which a particular crop has been sown. So now you understand one thing. There is a survey done digitally. You don't have to move out. There is a time defined limit through which you will get information when to cut your plow. Thirdly, when you deliver the system, automatically the amount comes into your account. So इस पूरे process के लिए जिस समय एक ज़माने में there were so many frequent visits to office, जिसको हम लोग कहते हैं in common parlance in UP सट्टा पर्ची, that used to be a very big deal. In the last couple of years, now it has come so beautifully and so seamless that you don't find any hassle with any of the farmer anywhere. I challenge you, if you have any of the relative who is into this ganna in sugarcane farming, he will definitely tell you, he or she will definitely tell you that yes, this thing is definitely going on in a big way. And it is not just Uttar Pradesh. It is pan-India integration as well, because we are basically cooperative societies. Ultimately, it is farmers-centric society. So, Raviji, as you said, what are the digital initiatives? Then yes, I would say that the digital platforms, the ICT initiatives have changed the sugarcane industry in a big way. Not just that, Now I'm talking about UP specific issues because, as you said, I have been in the IT, so कुछ ना कुछ तो IT का लेके चलेंगे ही. So I have introduced AI also in the concept. Not everyone is. We are all human beings with all our small and big issues. तो हमारे एक बहुत बड़ा इशू होता है कि एक किसान की एक ट्रॉली तौली गई, थोड़ी देर बाद दोबारा उसी ट्रॉली को किसी और के नाम पे तौलने की कोशिश की. इन्फिल्ट्रेशंस, उसको हमने AI और ML बेस पे किया है. ML हमारी चल रही है, 15 दिन में मशीन लर्निंग हो जाएगी, देन वी विल गो विथ फुल थ्रॉटल AI. मोमेंट वन ट्रैक्टर वन ट्रक कम्स बैक अगेन इन अनदर 1 day 24-hour circle, we will just identify it and send an alert. How come the same tractor, same make, same truck, same make, same trolley, same buggy, whatever, we will just capture the figure. You know how ML works and you know how AI works. So we are implementing that also. Secondly, we have got our machine alert concept, in which even a slight movement in the throttle or say pulley or say the rotor. So one thing is that the rotor has a very slight inclination, थोड़ा noise ज़्यादा करने लगा, पता नहीं चला, वैसे भी बहुत शोर होता है फैक्ट्री में. So we are putting a small indentation over there. We will capture even the slightest movement over there, so we can have a predictive and preemptive analysis of what is happening in the factories through a portal-based system in which we will be getting all the important alerts and everything. So few interventions we are also having it. Thank you.
Fantastic. I think these are impressive interventions, and let's have a round of applause for Kumar Vineet ji. Thank you for taking these initiatives. And we have Rajeev Ranjan, who is a regional sales manager of eGovernance and IT at CMS Computers. So you have been like working in the UP here and other states also. If you want to speak about what are the major initiatives.
Yeah, so thank you so much, sir. So basically, we kind of 1976 born organization, and 48 years we have created a legacy, and we are very much. I am very much proud to say that we are part of this digital transformation journey. We have implemented many mission mode project where we have a clear vision that our vision is to simplifying the lives of the people and touching the lives of the people with the help of technology. So this is the vision that the company is driving it out, and we, the leaders of the organization, are helping government to implement the technology, to implement new projects which can which can help the simplifying the lives of the people of India. So I would like to quote some examples over here that we are very much associated with some of the projects like Swachh Bharat Mission. Swachh Bharat Mission is simply a kind of platform which is being implemented in the districts, and districts are feeding the data to get the kind of doing the Swachh Sarvekshan, and we as a citizen are the part of that Swachh Sarvekshan. We are also associated with ESIC, Employee State Insurance Corporation, and happy to say that we are touching the lives of 14 crore people across India who is the bottom of the pyramid and very poor people. Their social and their basically their risk is being taken care by the government, and that is done by the contribution from the employer side. So that ESIC, the whole technology platform, is managed by us. Apart from that, we are also associated with PFRDA, Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority. I am also to quote here an example of WDRA, Warehousing Development Regulatory Authority, which has been a kind of PMO, is a part of doubling the farmer income something, which is like warehousing. Warehousing means जहाँ पे किसान आता है अपना प्रोड्यूस रखता है एंड देन उसके बाद उसको एक चालान मिलता था, एंड दैट चालान वो क्या होता है उसका खो गया तो उसको बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती थी. नाउ इट इज़ द होल प्रोसेस इज बीन कन्वर्टेड इनटू द डिजिटाइजेशन, एंड now in spite of getting the receipt, he gets a kind of digital unique code, and on the basis of which is been traded on CDSL on NSDL. So now he can go to the bank and can quote that he has some produce kept in some warehouse, and he can get the loan against it. So that's the kind of initiative that we have taken. And when we say digitization, digital public infrastructure, actually this public infrastructure we have transformed from public infrastructure to digital public infrastructure. And when we say that public infrastructure to digital public infrastructure, the actual role of technology comes in. And I would uh, I would be very proud to say that from apart from like the India as a country has transformed from physical to digital, same way we have also in 48 years we are also transformed. We were initially started transaction based service delivery in 1980s, basically in 2000 when we started our first transaction based model, Karnataka, Bangalore one and Karnataka one, which was predominantly into delivering of the physical delivery of the services to the citizen of the state. Now those all those services which we are delivering through the CSCs, through the VLEs, village level entrepreneurs, now it is been converted into apps and kind of mobile governance sort of. And the whole technology now we have shifted from the citizen service delivery company to technology driven company, and we are implementing those technologies, developing mobile apps for the people, for the government, and people of India, people of, like our citizen are using that. So to name it, there are the some like I quoted an example in the morning, EODB, ease of doing business. So we have developed kind of single window system for Telangana, which is been awarded for best e-governance initiative, and being and many of the state governments are coming to see that how it is being implemented and what are the things, and it has been adopted by other state governments also. Apart from that, we are also doing homeland security, which is basically kind of CCTNS, crime control tracking network system. So now, after having this vision is been rolled by the Home Ministry, now all the states are using their own CCTNS, and that CCTNS data now CCTNS has been implemented. Now the next step is the analytics, to run the analytics on top of the data and to find some use cases which can be converted into actionable intelligence for the states. So this kind of the next generation technology driven services is now being rolled out, and we are very much actively participating to give the output to the government, give the data to the government, so that the respective policy can be framed in order to meet the new challenges. So these are some initiatives that is been taken care by us, sir. And apart from that, we would also like to say that we are known as a traffic. Since initially in 1980s we were having a monopoly in traffic division, and we most of the cities where the traffic system is being implemented is implemented by CMS. Now we have moved from traffic to a smart city, and now the smart city, the whole smart city comes under the command and control center sort of thing. So that command control, so we have moved from traffic to command control center. We are also helping some of the state for EWDS, where we have implemented in Kerala like early warning detection system. So in case of any sort of disaster, the on the basis of the data captured and fed by different input devices, we do a kind of analytics. We have analytics engine which can give a kind of, which do the predictive analytics that this sort of disaster is going to happen, and according to the state machinery get into action. And we that way we save a lot of you can say we save a lot of in terms of people, also in terms of money also, we do a lot of saving. So these are the things which has been done by us, sir. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. It's amazing to note that CMS is uh, serving around 40 crore people, right? That's an amazing number.
Yeah, it's a great pride for us, and in every case, cause I have seen here that MD sir from Metro and even from sugar cane department also, I can very much relate, cause I am the part of that ecosystem. We are the implementer. We are sitting is in this forum. This is fortunate that the policy implementer is also there, and the policy execution, like we are the execution body, we do the technology implementation on the field. Our VLEs goes into the field, right? So that's the way, this is the kind of that ecosystem, and I am proud to be part of this ecosystem. Thank you
Sure.
so much, sir.
Fantastic. We have with us Amna, Tasneem, who is the administrator at Haryana, uh, Shehri, Vikas department at Panchkula, government of Haryana. So if you can talk about your experience of usage of IT in governance and how it has helped the citizens.
First of all,
It's on, madam. It's on.
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैं ये पूछना चाहूँगी, इज देयर समबडी हु इज अनकंफर्टेबल विथ हिंदी? क्योंकि मैं मिक्स्ड मीडियम में बोलना पसंद करूँगी। जब भी हम सर्विस डिलीवरी की बात करते हैं, जब भी हम पब्लिक सर्विस डिलीवरी की बात करते हैं, तो चाहे किसी भी तरीके से हम पब्लिक सर्विस डिलीवरी की बात करें, उसका संदेश मैं यहाँ पे मौजूद सभी लोगों के थ्रू जनता को भी पहुँचाना चाहते हूँ, चाहे वो हमारे कैमरामैन हो, चाहे वो हमारे हाइट एजेंसी के स्टाफ हों जिन तक आवाज़ें पहुँच रही हैं। देखिए, सर्विस डिलीवरी जो हरियाणा में जिस तरह से है, हरियाणा सरकार वैसे भी पोर्टल की सरकार के नाम से मशहूर है। तो सर्विस डिलीवरी के 3 अंग हैं। व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट सर्विस डिलीवरी, देयर आर 3 एस्पेक्ट्स टू इट। पहला एस्पेक्ट वो है जो सिटीजन देखता है। तो सबसे बड़ा सूत्रधार जो सिटीजन के लिए है वो है कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स, जिसको हरियाणा में भूतपूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्री अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी के नाम पे अटल सेवा केंद्र रखा गया है। हर दूसरे तीसरे गांव में, और आप ये भी समझते हैं हरियाणा बहुत छोटा प्रदेश है उत्तर प्रदेश के मुकाबले या महाराष्ट्र के मुकाबले, और हमारे गांव भी अमूमन छोटे ही हैं, तो हर दूसरे या तीसरे गांव में अटल सेवा केंद्र जरूर है। तो पब्लिक सर्विस डिलीवरी जो है वो पोर्टल्स के थ्रू है। अटल सेवा केंद्र ना सिर्फ पब्लिक को आ करके आवेदन के लिए सुविधाएं देते हैं, बल्कि एक रूरल मैसेज में एजुकेशन की भी बात जब आती है ना, कि सरकार कौन सी सर्विस दे रही है, हर सर्विस की टाइमलाइन क्या है, उसके बारे में एजुकेशन के लिए भी कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स, सिटीजन सर्विस सेंटर्स या अटल सेवा केंद्र बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल देते हैं। जहाँ तक के सर्विसेज की बात है, तो न्यूमरस पोर्टल्स हैं। हरियाणा राइट टू सर्विस एक्ट इनैक्ट किया गया था लगभग 8 साल पहले, जिसमें हर सर्विस के एक डिलीवरी टाइमलाइन फिक्स किया गया है। यदि किसी भी सिटीजन ने आवेदन दिया है, उस टाइमलाइन में सर्विस नहीं उसको मिल पाती है, तो सिटीजन को दोबारा से लॉग ऑन करके ग्रीवांस नहीं रेज करने की ज़रूरत है। ऑटोमेटिक एस्केलेशन मैकेनिज्म्स हैं कि अगर वो सर्विस अनडिलीवर्ड है तो किसके पास अगले लेवल पे एस्केलेट होना चाहिए, कौन अधिकारी इंचार्ज है, चाहे जिला स्तर पे हो चाहे प्रादेशिक स्तर पे हो, ऑटोमेटिक एस्केलेशंस होते हैं। और उस अधिकारी के मोबाइल पे डेली एसएमएस से सूचना आती है कि सरल पोर्टल में आपके लॉगिन पे इतनी ग्रीवांसेस एस्केलेटेड हैं और आप कृपया लॉगिन करके इनका समाधान करें। उसी तरह से पोर्टल्स और भी सुविधाओं के हैं, चाहे वो रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट हो, चाहे सोशल जस्टिस एम्पावरमेंट सेवा विभाग हो, चाहे महिला एवं बाल कल्याण विभाग हो, सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स की सर्विसेज के पोर्टल्स हैं। इनकी मॉनिटरिंग जहां हम बात करते हैं, ये तो हो गया सिटीजन सेंट्रिक। अब आते हैं सेकेंड पार्ट, मॉनिटरिंग। मॉनिटरिंग के लिए मल्टीपल लेवल पे है, सिर्फ विभागीय स्तर की मॉनिटरिंग नहीं है, बल्कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री हफ्ते में एक दिन जरूर टाइम निकाल करके सरल पोर्टल और जितनी भी सर्विस डिलीवरी पोर्टल्स हैं एक यूनिफाइड मॉनिटरिंग एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेक्रेटरीज के साथ रखते हैं। सेकेंड एस्पेक्ट जो मॉनिटरिंग का है, यदि किसी की कोई ग्रीवांस है तो वो जन संवाद पोर्टल पे ग्रीवांसेस डालते हैं, उसका भी रिव्यू मुख्यमंत्री जी के स्तर पे होता है। सीएम विंडो पोर्टल है जो कि डेली चीफ मिनिस्टर्स ऑफिस मॉनिटर करता है। इसके अलावा एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेक्रेटरीज जो राज्य के सबसे सीनियर मोस्ट आईएएस और आईपीएस अधिकारी हैं, उनको एक एक जिला दे दिया गया है। उस जिले के साथ 1-to-1 मॉनिटरिंग करते हैं। चीफ सेक्रेटरी मॉनिटरिंग करते हैं हर तीसरे या चौथे दिन वीसी के थ्रू, और साथ में जिला स्तर पे मंत्रियों को ग्रीवांसेस कमेटी का अध्यक्ष बनाया गया है। तो मंत्री महीने में एक बार कम से कम अपने अपने जिलों में जाकर ग्रीवांसेस कमेटी की मॉनिटरिंग मीटिंग रखते हैं। तो इस तरह से मॉनिटरिंग मल्टीपल लेवल्स पे हो रही है, जिला स्तर, विभागीय स्तर और मुख्यालय स्तर पे। थर्ड एस्पेक्ट जो आता है, जो इन सबको जोड़ता है, आईटी एनेबल्ड स्ट्रेटजीज। जो हमारे आईटी सिस्टम्स हैं, तो सबसे पहले तो जितने भी डिपार्टमेंट्स के डेटाबेसेस हैं ये सारे लिंक्ड हैं, इंटरलिंक्ड हैं, और इन सब का जो सूत्रधार है वो हमारा आधार एनेबल्ड परिवार पहचान पत्र का पोर्टल है। जैसा कि आई थिंक संकेत सर ने बोला था कि परिवार जो है भारत में सर्विसेज डिलीवरी के लिए एक बेसिक यूनिट की तरह है। बिना परिवार के बेसिक यूनिट बनाए हुए आप सर्विस डिलीवरी नहीं कर सकते। उसी तरह से हरियाणा ने परिवार पहचान नंबर हर परिवार को दिए हैं। परिवार के सदस्यों के आधार नंबर पोर्टल के बैकएंड डेटाबेस में है। फ्रंट एंड में हम आधार नहीं दर्शाते हैं क्योंकि आधार का मिसयूज हम प्रिवेंट करना चाहते हैं। तो परिवार पहचान नंबर जो है उससे सारी सुविधाएं जो सरकार बेनिफिट्स दे रही है जनता को वो लिंक की गई हैं, और सारे डेटाबेसेस चाहे वो रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट हो, चाहे शहरी विकास प्राधिकरण हो, इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन हो, सबके डेटाबेसेस इंटरलिंक्ड हैं। कोई भी डेटाबेस दूसरे डेटाबेस से एपीआई के माध्यम से इंफॉर्मेशन पुल कर सकता है, और इन सब के बैकएंड पे जो हार्डवेयर है वो है एक यूनिफाइड डेटा सेंटर। उस यूनिफाइड डेटा सेंटर में एक्सपेंशन की भी कैपेबिलिटीज़ हैं। ज़रूरत पड़ने पे उसमें मेमोरीज बढ़ाई जा सकती हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल पिछले 1.5 साल के अंदर अंदर रेवेन्यू डिपार्टमेंट एज वेल एज इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट कॉरपोरेशन दोनों ने अपनी कैपेसिटीज़ बढ़ाई हैं डेटा सेंटर में एडेड स्टोरेज लगा करके। तो ये सब आईटी एनेबल्ड सर्विसेज जो हरियाणा सरकार दे रही है, इससे जनता को सुविधा भी हो रही है और साथ में मॉनिटरिंग के लिए भी हमें सुविधा हो रही है, ऑफिसर्स को सुविधा हो रही है, क्योंकि हम पोर्टल पे लॉगिन करके बहुत आसानी से समझ सकते हैं। सरकार ने और टेलीकॉम कंपनीज ने और आईटी एनेबल्ड सर्विसेज कंपनीज ने मिलजुल करके गांव-गांव में कनेक्टिविटी इम्प्रूव की है, कंप्यूटर्स की एक्सेस पब्लिक को इम्प्रूव की है, ग्राम सचिवालय जो बने हैं, हर दूसरे तीसरे गांव में ग्राम सचिवालय भी बने हैं, जहां पे ग्राम सचिव और पटवारी पंचायतों के साथ बैठ करके ग्राम स्तरीय मॉनिटरिंग करते हैं। तो जो सारा सिस्टम डेवलप किया गया है, इस तरह से डेवलप किया गया है कि पब्लिक को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सुविधा दी जा सके आईटी एनेबल्ड सर्विसेज में। क्योंकि आने वाले समय में अगर हम अपने सिस्टम्स आईटी एनेबल्ड नहीं कर सकते, आने वाले समय में हम जनता को उस तरह से सुविधा दे ही नहीं सकते जिस तरह से जनता की अपेक्षा होगी और जिस तरह से सरकार खुद देने की इच्छा रखती है। सो दिस इज इन अ नटशेल व्हाट हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग as far as IT enabled public services are concerned. So thank you Mr. Ravi Gupta for the opportunity.
Sure. आमना जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आपने बहुत ही सरल भाषा में जो गवर्नेंस का जो सिस्टम है और किस प्रकार से आईटी का यूज हो रहा है हरियाणा में उसको हमें समझाया है। धन्यवाद। और अभी इस सेशन के जस्ट पहले बात हो रही थी डीपीआई की, और डीपीआई की बात होने से पहले जो इंडिया में जो बात होती आई है, जो फर्स्ट इम्पोर्टेंट डीपीआई जो क्रिएट किया गया था वो था आधार। एंड वी हैव निखिल सिन्हा विद अस, जो निदेशक हैं यूआईडीआई गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के, वो हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं निखिल जी। तो आई विल रिक्वेस्ट निखिल जी की इफ़ यू कैन टॉक अबाउट कि द इवॉल्विंग रोल ऑफ आधार, लाइक आधार जो 10 साल पहले जो शुरू हुआ और आज जहाँ पर है, इट हैज़ कवर्ड माइल्स एंड माइल्स। सो व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट, इफ यू कैन टॉक अबाउट दैट।
So thank you. So before I get on with the answer proper, let me give you a brief about the design of the Aadhaar very, very briefly. So Aadhaar is always designed as a foundational ID system, which is to say that it confers no entitlement or no eligibility onto the holder of the Aadhaar number. It is simply a foundational ID which empowers so many other use cases. So as part of public delivery system is concerned, the uh, issuance of Aadhaar is the one public service delivery which UIDAI does for itself, which I will call it as a very small part of the overall scheme of things. But the larger story happens when authentication starts. Uh, Authentication simply means you are who you claim to be. So, all the entities, requesting entities that are associated with us in our authentication ecosystem, about 550 of them, they are all entitled by law to carry out authentication of Aadhaar number holders. Now, these are the entities, they are able to authenticate a person and thus, start the digital journey of any scheme that they wish to offer. As on date, there are about 2,500 schemes. Raviji mentioned Aadhaar was launched in 2000, rather the first Aadhaar was issued in September 2010. At that point in time, it took 6 years to reach the 1 billion mark of Aadhaar, number of Aadhaar enrolled. Today we stand at 141 Aadhaars in the system, and on a daily basis, which is about 95% of the saturation, overall saturation of the country's population. The figures for UP are also near about the same. We still carry out about 70,000 enrollments per day, and about 7 lakh Aadhaar updates, that is mobile number or address updates per day, of which nearly 1 lakh come from the state of UP alone. So when we started out, the use cases of Aadhaar were very limited. It primarily started out with DBT, direct benefit transfers, in mind. However, after that, it has really exploded into a number of different and varied use cases. You started out with Aadhaar payments, which in 2013, which was a G2P payment system. Aadhaar-enabled payment systems came on. Then a very powerful use case called the e-signing use case. It came about later. With e-signing, anybody need not apply for a dongle to digitally sign a document. You could simply carry out Aadhaar authentication to sign a document. Then came about DigiLocker, again empowered by Aadhaar. So over a period of time, we have grown and we have diversified into a large number of use cases. What next, Raviji asks. So what next is adding on to the modes of authentication. So initially we started out with fingerprint authentication and iris authentication as biometric authentications. But now, very recently in late 21-22, we started out with face authentication. Face authentication has got a very, very big, very important distinction that it does away with the device dependence. As on date, if you look for, this is the month of November incidentally, everybody is submitting their digital life certificates. So the common practice with digital life certificate used to be going to an office and giving a fingerprint there so that the authentication happens and you are certified as alive for that year, which was a significant upgrade over the paper-based mechanism. However, it still had the limitation or the restriction of physically moving to an office and doing that fingerprint authentication. With face authentication, there is no device dependence. All it needs is a low-cost smartphone to carry out. So today, even my own parents, I'm able to submit their digital life certificate with face authentication. In a very short period of time, we have about 60 to 80 entities that have already onboarded onto the face authentication platforms. We have total 550. More and more are willing. In fact, they are very, very enthusiastic to move on to face authentication. As on date, about 7 crore face auths happen every month. So yes, that's a very significant next steps. Also, what another step is the offline Aadhaar credential, verification of credentials journey, on which also you might find some new developments in time to come. So those, I think, are the few points I'd like to submit as the way ahead for Aadhaar 2.0, as you may like to say.
Fantastic. And I think on this platform of Aadhaar was this UPI, the whole jam was created, which the previous speaker was talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it bringing down. There was a study by IMF which estimated a cost of an eKYC to a bank, which ran into maybe, I think the figure was $12. It came down to sub-dollar, some cents. So what, while the figure looks impressive by itself, one must realize what it means actually. What it means is that as a banker today, the cost of onboarding a customer is no longer a prohibitive factor for me to onboard customers which may not have so much money to put into the bank. So if he puts in less than $12 into the bank, I may not, in erstwhile, I may not even onboard him as a customer, thereby financial inclusion, thereby rather leading to financial exclusion. But the moment the cost of onboarding a customer comes down so low, you have 53 crore low cost, the JAM, Jandhan accounts, 53 crore Jandhan accounts, right? As the JS before me was mentioning, it is all because of such like initiatives. So it brings efficiencies into the system. Simply speaking, Aadhaar brings efficiencies into the system. Imagine any digital journey. Any digitized journey starts from the first step, that is being able to identify the person who is going to be the beneficiary. Starts with the registration, right? If you want to foster trust on digital delivery of digital public services to the people, it has to start, the start point is always identifying who the person is. And thereafter, removing the human elements, removing the discretionary decision making by human elements, which may lead to, corruption and other things. And thereafter, what is the next layer? Like in any DPI, the next layer could be offering you avenues to make payments online, offering you avenues to receive payments online, offering acknowledgements online, offering avenues to share data online by e-signing your own document, offering verifiable documents by way of DigiLockers, by way of logging in Aadhaar-based logging in DigiLockers and sharing your documents which are verified by DigiLocker. So, I will say, while in itself Aadhaar does not offer any digital public service, however, it empowers nearly all of them.
Sure.
It reminds me just one thing. We all have used a Digi Yatra, and face recognition is very, very simple, particularly the way the progress has taken place in last, say, 2-3 months after upgradation of software. But still the digital transaction is not taking place. And this is where is the future. Metro organizations, the prototype has already been developed and successfully tested, where once the person enter and at the station where he is exiting out, the money automatically will get deducted. You don't have to do anything. You just pass through at one location and enter from one location. No physical card or even token or anything, nothing is required. So today it may look frightened. It may be just like people were afraid of Aadhaar in one time, but this is the future and it is going to come shortly.
Sure. I will request each of the speakers to just add one line about how they are seeing the future of IT in digital public services. So, because we have a shortage of time, so one line each will be enough.
I think as far as the future is concerned, Haryana is already there.
Well, yes, we are all under surveillance. कैमरे की निगाह में हम सभी लोग हैं और डे टू डे ट्रांसपेरेंसी हैज़ इट्स ओन आउटकम्स. निधि सर बैठे हैं ऑन माय एक्सट्रीम लेफ्ट, सर बैठे भी हुए हैं और ठीक है. वन पार्ट इज जस्ट गिविंग अ स्मॉल एग्जांपल. जनधन अकाउंट खुले हैं सबके. मैं जहाँ चाय पीता हूँ सुबह सुबह, बड़ी खूबसूरत चाय, कभी आप लोग भी एंजॉय कीजिएगा. स्टेट बैंक के सामने 20 रुपए का एक कुल्हड़ देता है, दिन भर में 1000 कुल्हड़ बेचता है. सो हिज इनकम इज 40,000, बिजनेस इज 40,000. तो महीने का हो गया आई थिंक 12 lakhs और साल भर के आप समझ सकते हैं. और किसी दिन सर ने इनकम टैक्स के नियम बदल दिए तो बेचारे का क्या होगा. बट दीज आर द पिटफॉल्स एंड दीज आर द आउटकम्स एंड अल्टीमेटली that is what actually is all about. That yes, with all transparency, with all parlance, everything should be transparent. And I would definitely say that India is on the threshold. Uttar Pradesh is one of the very leading states in this particular concept. Thank you.
मेरा इसमें व्यू ये है कि एआई और रोबोटिक्स कितना भी आपको हेल्प कर ले, जितना इसकी थ्रस्ट बढ़ती जा रही है उतना ज़्यादा ह्यूमन टच की वैल्यू बढ़ती जा रही है. अभी एक प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहा था एंड आई वाज ट्राइंग टू रीच टू मेक माय ट्रिप customer care, and it was a faceless. I tried many times but I could not reach to a guy whom I can speak, so sometimes it's very frustrating also. So yes, AI is going to solve the problem, it is the future, but say at the same time human touch and human intelligence doesn't going to lose the value. It has always be value will always be increasing. Thank you so much.
Sure. Nikhil ji.
So I will say that look forward to more and more interesting use case. I'll give you an example. You know, recently a case has been notified, a scheme has been notified wherein by a state, wherein a farmer is able to sell his produce online, you know, by developing a ONDC like platform, wherein based on Aadhaar authentication, you have farmers registering and authenticating themselves, you have buyers registering and authenticating themselves, and you have logistic service providers. So there is no end to innovation. The platforms and the building blocks, thankfully in India, are already in place. You must look forward to more and more interesting use cases where more and more journeys start getting digitized.
Thank you. I will give only two examples to explain. Use is endless. One of the example, 2 years back when we started the project, infra project monitoring system, software development and integrating with so many things, starting from design to regular monitoring, rescheduling, and end result was that a normal metro construction, which takes almost 5 years for elementary section of around 10 kilometers, and almost 7-8 years to complete a project in 10 years. For a complete project, we were able to do, when we implemented this software monitoring system, we were able to do 6 kilometer of tunneling in 11 months. And the complete project priority section was completed in 23 months, which is a world record. Because you were able to monitor each and every element. The second example let me give is that our trains are having more than 23,000 computers, or microprocessor rather I should say, to monitor the health of each and every equipment. We were one of the first in the world when we started this project to get this data online on a common server. Way back in 2017, later on it was implemented elsewhere also, and London Underground was the one who copied this. When we implemented this in 2017, it is a great learning in last few years. All those data, all those warning signals which are coming, now we have a software where we monitor it, and where the actual, when actual failure is going to take place, we are at least able to tell 2 to 3 days in advance. This is the power of AI. Because manually you can't do all those things. So, and that is the reason UP Metro's Lucknow train is one of the most reliable among all the 825 metros which are currently being operated in India. And we are number 3 globally also. So, these are just an example, and uses is literally endless.
Sure. I think Amna ji आपको ये मालूम हो गया होगा कि कुछ मामलों में यूपी भी आगे है हरियाणा से. So with this we can end this session. I think this was a great session with a great knowledgeable speakers here. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.